Hello everyone, my name is Cynthia. I am the Intuitive Stitcher, and today is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. This is Flosstube number 69. Welcome to my channel. I want to welcome all of you who always come back, and I do appreciate when you do hit the like button and when you are a subscriber. But I really like to see that like button. It lets me know that you did like my video. And so to subscribers, thank you. And to new subscribers, I do have a few new subscribers. So thank you for subscribing to my channel. And for those of you who are not a subscriber, thank you for watching. So I'm going to get into the WIPs that I've been working on. I look down here because these are my notes. And I hope that the lighting is okay. I have a light on here. So you're going to see my glasses have a bright. You can see the shade from my light, but you don't need to look at me. You need to look at my pieces when I'm showing them. So I'm okay with that. I also have some new things that I want to show you, some freebies that I came upon, and some heaven and earth design news. So I'm going to start off with the, I had a giveaway. So I'm going to start off with that right away. So I had Willow Wings, and that is this piece. Willow Wings. And the winner of this one is Ethel Wedan, W-E-D-A-N, Ethel. I think I have your address, but just give me, send me an email. You know my email address. Send me an email. And if you have your physical address in that email, then I don't have to look through my paperwork and find your address. The next one I was giving away was Amish Alphabet, which is that piece right there. The winner of Amish Alphabet is Bonnie Sheffer. And Bonnie, I'm sure that I have your physical address, but again, if you can email me with your physical address, it's a little easier for me. I need an address book for my Flosstube viewers, subscribers, because I have an address book for friends, family, and relatives, so I need one for Flosstube. Okay, that was Amish Alphabet, and you were to say the word Amish. The next one is Friendship, and that was this piece. The winner of this one is Mar B. Same for you. Send me an email and with your physical address. It's just easier, and I will get this out to you. Mar B. Okay, now those are were the giveaways from last time. I have pretty much here, so I'm going to try to go through quickly, and I didn't take anything out of the bags except this first piece that I've been working on. So you're going to hear a lot of zipping, and I'll try to get through this quickly without being annoying. So this first piece that I was working on is Quaker Christmas 2. ByGone stitches. A lot of floss tubers are doing this, and one of the floss tubers that are doing this, one that stands out in my mind, is Lori from Once Upon a Stitch. I am using Palomino from Grace Notes Fabrics, Ada. I'm using 22 count, and this is where I've gotten. So this motif is finished, and I am starting up here. Very pretty. It's a very large piece. And I did work on this I belong to the Embroiderers Guild of America, and I did our region had what we call Camp Wanna-Stitch, and I was there all weekend. So it was in Ocean City, Maryland. So that was nice. And I took this piece with me, and I'm using DMC 814 and 890. And that's not the called for, but I like these two colors. So that is Quaker Christmas 2. Now I have Blue Rhapsody by Rosewood Manor. It is done on 28 count linen. I will show you the photo. And I'll come in close so you can see the name of the project, of the pattern. And I'll show you the pattern. I have been working on this one, and I've been working on the butterfly. So I got half of the butterfly finished, and I started working on the other half. Very pretty. And like I said, I'm using 28 count linen. The colors that I'm using are 793 and 341. These are not the called for, but I think they blend really nicely. Very pretty. It's like a periwinkle, I'm going to say. And I do like that. I'm dropping everything. The retreat was very nice. I did get a lot of stitching done. So it was a little bit cold in Ocean City, Maryland. We didn't have snow, but there was ice on my car Monday when we were leaving. Not a lot of ice, just a little bit of ice because it did rain a bit on Sunday. The next piece I'm going to show you is Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. I did take this with me, and this is a stitch along for some of my viewers and some of my local friends. I will show you what I've done. I still have it in the hoop. Let me show you the picture. I'll show it far away and then close. And this is Winter Rose Manor, Brenda Gervais. So what we're stitching on for this month, let me get my pen, it's easier, are the stems, the leaves, and the flowers. And you can do this, the 3 snowflakes over here are also included, and the 3 snowflakes here. Now, I don't think I'm going to do the snowflakes here. I might do this one, but I don't know where I'm going to situate my initials. So we will see. But by the end of January, I will have all of the flowers, leaves, and stems complete. And the 2 snowflakes over here. Then I'll decide what I want to do over here. So let me show you where I am. Here you go. So there, halfway done. I think I only have 2 more stems and flowers to do on the other side of this basket, this little white basket. Okay. And then I'll see what Chris wants to do. If you feel overwhelmed with January's motif and you're working on this with us, leave a comment in the comment section or send me an email and maybe we will do a little bit less for the month of February, because if you feel like you need a break, we can do something less for the month of February, but let me know if that's the case. All right. I'm going to keep that out because I'm going to work on that. The next piece that I worked on it's called Camp Stitch a Lot, is a Nora Corbett piece, and it's called Gwen. I want to make sure I have the right one. This is called Gwen, and I did a little bit of work on this as well. And this is Nora Corbett. Sorry, her name is covered up. I'm using Chocolate Ada fabric, 14 count. And I'm going to unravel it. This one I did take out of the hoop. You're going to see a thread because that's where I will be continuing. So I did stitch, let me show you, down in here. I came all the way down with the dark green color, and then I started with the black. That's her. So pretty. So I didn't do a lot, but I did get some done. But I touched it, which is what I wanted to do. And I'm using all the called for DMC. For Winter Rose Manor, I'm using the called for that. I'm not going to pull that out again, but, well, I guess I could. For Winter Rose Manor, let's see, just going to look at the book. It's a mix of Weeks, Dye Works, GA Sampler threads, and Classic Colorworks threads. GA Shaker threads also, and like I said, Classic Colorworks threads. My next one that I worked on is Portrait of Veronica. It is a Mirabilia. I will show you the photo. And then I'll come in closer. That is Portrait of Veronica. I'm using 32 count Star Sapphire linen. It is still in the hoop. I will apologize because I have thread, because I'm working on the black. So you will see thread. And I think I have a knot. So I'll have to fix that. But anyway. So I thought I would start working up here to get more of the dress closer to the top. So I did get some of the black done. And I also did, I think I had to finish this over here. Yeah, so a lot to go yet with this one. It's pretty. I love the colors. So, put everything back. I just don't want anything or everything to fall. Then I worked on So It Begins, and this is a Bothy Threads kit. It comes as a kit, and I haven't touched this in a while, so I did want to touch this. Everything comes with this. I think the hoop came with it. The floss did come with it. Yeah. I chose the blue one, not the pink one. And that is it. So it begins Bothy Threads. And the fabric is speckled. And let me take away my pattern. I use these magnetic pieces to hold my fabric in place and also to use it as a needle to keep my needle where it belongs. So let me put that back in here, and then I will show you where I am. You're not going to see much. You're not going to see much of the mouse. I did work on some of the browns because I thought I had enough of this done, and I wanted to start with getting more progress on the mouse. So I did work over here, which is the back of the back side of the mouse. I worked over here. So I did do some stitches on that, and I needed to, like I said, I really need to work on that. That I'm closing up. Then I worked on Cats and Hearts September Kitty and Me Designs. I did work on this before, and I wanted to work on it a little bit more. This is Cats and Hearts September Kitty and Me Designs. The border, which is the heart, I changed the color from brown to purple. So I had to move all of this over on the frame, and I started the back stitch, which is that little line beside the outside area. I didn't know what color to go with, so I thought, well, I'm just going to keep it purple. So that's what I did. So I did work on that just a little bit. While I was at the retreat, I did a lot of work on Winter Rose Manor. And my floss. Now that is it for my WIPs. Now I have what I want to share with you on some of the pieces that I have and will be starting. I did find some freebies on Facebook. It's by October House Fiber Arts. And the first one I found and printed is Winter Bird. It's very light. There you go, that's pretty. Winter Bird by October House Fiber Arts. That was free. The next one that was free is Heart Flowers, which is that one. And the next one is called, I'll spell it, Bonneannee, Bonnie Annie. Not sure how to pronounce that, but this is it. So those are 3 things that I found that were freebies. And again, the name is October House Fiber Arts. For those free patterns. They may have more, but I saw those, so I did pick those up. Now, Heaven and Earth Designs. Let me read what I wrote because this happened in December. It is their 2026 Sal Stitch Along. There were 12 patterns to choose from, and there is a Facebook group that I joined a long time ago. So when I saw this and someone did bring it to my attention, I think it was Chris. She told me about this stitch along, and it was $20 to join, and you could pick one from 12 patterns. So I did pick one. It's called Whispers of Wishes, and I picked that one because it's dandelions, and that means something to me growing up. We used to blow the white, I don't know what you call them, billowy, look like cotton. We used to blow those off of a dandelion and make a wish. And I know that when we would see those dandelions, those billowy white pieces flying in the air, we would grab it and make a wish and then let it go. So that meant a lot to me as far as memories. And then my daughter, I have her book here. When I was down, did a Flosstube at her house, she reminded me that her poetry book, Fall in Love, Fallen, not Fall In, has the dandelion. So I said then it's meant to be for me to pick that pattern. This is my daughter's book if you're interested in poetry. So I did choose that. Now, I hope I'm not getting this mixed up, but in the beginning of this, in December, if you complete one full page, you get an Amy Stewart exclusive chart. Now, there were over 2,600 stitchers who joined, and because of the overwhelming response, the Heaven and Earth Design admin released the exclusive chart right away. It is 2026 Amy Stewart's, it's called Amy's Sanctuary of Stitching. So I did receive that, and I also got another one that I chose, which is called 1000 Goal in the Sewing Room, and I will show you all of them. Amy's Sanctuary of Stitching is the one. So let me show you those now. For Whispers of Wishes, I didn't start it yet, Lagana 25 count. It's the easy grid. So I'll decide if I'm going to do 1/1 full cross, 2/1 10 stitch. I'm just not sure. I have to practice in the corner to see. And I know this is small, and I do apologize, but this is it. I think it's so pretty. I love the colors. So that is what I will be starting. And then the other pieces that were available to us. The first one is Stitch Along 2026 Amy's Sanctuary of Stitching. It's an exclusive, and this is it. This is the one we were to be waiting on after we finished our first full page. I think I'm right. The other that I chose is for the HAED sale. It's a 2026 1000 goal in the sewing room. I chose this because I think it's so cute. I love that mouse. So I don't know when I'm going to start these. I think it will be in 2026. And I think those are pretty, and I think the admin, it was wonderful for her to do that for us. And her name is Michelle. So when I was at Camp Wanna-Stitch in Maryland, we went to a shop called Salty Yarns. And I have had my eye on Seasonal Courier Robin's Spring by Robin Pickens. I have had my eye on this for a very long time. I saw her on Fat Quarter Shop a very long time ago. Lori from Once Upon a Stitch is also stitching this. Let me take it out. So I did purchase the pattern. They had two, and so I was happy that I got one. And this is it. You might have seen it already. Robin Pickens. And it's called, I'm calling it Robin's Spring. I didn't get the fabric. I thought I would look through my stash to see what I have. It calls for 14 count Aida or 28 count linen even weave. Also, they've done 25 count Lugana. And I did purchase all of the threads. All of them. I gotta make you dizzy. So, like I said, the only thing I need to do is look through my stash and find something to stitch this pretty piece on. Then, when I was at Salty Yarns, I got new fabric for a piece pattern that was given to me. It is Bristol Orphanage Sampler from Hands Across the Sea Samplers. I guess I should take it out. This is my first Bristol Orphanage sampler. Coming close so you can see it. And this is the other side. Okay. When I was at Salty Yarns, I chose, I don't know why, Winter Rose Manor is on 36 count, and the only color that Salty Yarns had that I liked was 40 count, and it is called the Vanilla Latte, and it looked perfect. This is the Vanilla Latte. You're not going to see any kind of coloring on it or shading, I guess they say. Maybe this side you will. I don't know. Probably not. But I chose this because it went well with the floss that I want to use. This is called for DMC, and it is $3.21. And that's what it's going to be. It's very red, but it's going to be pretty. It looks better in person, of course. The fabric and the DMC against the fabric looks really nice. So that will be a new start this year. I don't know when. So that will be a new start. And I think that's it. I'll put that away later. So I have nothing else. I'm just going to keep stitching. I'm going to try to finish Winter Rose Manor within the next couple of days, because I do have other things I want to work on before the end of January. So that's what I will be doing. Everything is fine here except that it is very cold and I do not like winter. I don't need to see snow. I know other people love snow. My daughter and granddaughters love to ski. So they will ski. My older granddaughter went back to Temple. So my daughter and my younger granddaughter they've already skied twice. So I just don't like the cold. It hurts my body, and I try to stay as warm as I can. So I don't know where you live, but if it's warm and you're happy, great. And if you live in a cold area and you love the snow, that's good too. So we're supposed to get a nor'easter, they call it. I think they're predicting Sunday morning. I don't think they're predicting, my hair's a mess. I have to have it colored again. It's too bright. I don't know if it's Saturday night into like Sunday and Monday morning, or if it's Sunday, and they're not even sure yet that we're going to get it. So, but it's going to be very cold in the teens. Tomorrow's our warm day, like 30 something, 38, I believe. So, and then it's going to get really cold over the weekend. So, which I don't care for. I'm ready for April. I was ready for April when we were in November. So that's just me. I love spring and summer. And so I know that we all have our months or our seasons that we do like. So anyway, I might be getting a lot of cross stitch done if I can't go anywhere. So, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as we have power. So anyway, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. And, oh, you see my Christmas tree. You probably saw something blinking. That's my Christmas tree. My cousin who went with me to this stitching retreat gave me this. And my mom made this when she was doing ceramics, a big tree. I also made a big tree, and I also made a white one that's mother of pearl. So I know that my mother's trees were in their auction and I didn't see it. So I know that that was sold at the auction. But so when my cousin gave me this, I was thrilled, because this is what we grew up with, the trees, and they were always fun to make. So anyway, I will be back. I think it is 2 weeks, and I told you I would be back in 2 weeks. I think I did. And I hope to be back to you. Well, I have to be back to you before the last day of the month to let you know what we're going to do with Winter Rose Manor for February. So everyone, stay warm, stay safe, and please feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to like my page. For those who won something from the giveaway, don't mention thank you for the giveaway. Don't mention that in the comments. And the three of you know, because, you know, we've been involved so many times. So you know to email me. If you need to know anything else, let me know. And you can always send me an email. My email address is always in the description box. So thank you for joining me. And everyone, stay safe and have a good week. Thank you. Bye.